We up and running here? Okay. Hey, folks, we're going to continue working on the Light of Xaryxis conversion for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration document that we've been building. We're going to... Boy, we're really down the pipeline. It should be a matter of days now before it publishes. So let me check my signal here real quick, make sure I'm coming through. And we're going to get to work here for a couple hours. So, let's see, mic check, 1, 2, 3, let's see, mic check, yeah, sounds like I'm pretty good. All right, cool, I'm going to boost my signal here across the internet to give folks a notification that I'm live, up and running, and while I do that, I will regale you with my story. My name is Theurgy. Hey, I create role-playing games. I illustrate them and I publish them online. And I have been focusing my attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. This document specifically for the past year, Spelljammer's Combat and Exploration, it's a deep dive into 5e mechanics, basically the combat, spellcasting, and exploration chapters of the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, to scale to ships at the 50 and 500 foot size to be able to have combat and adventuring on ships in wild space in the astral sea. So if you're going to run a campaign, it really is useful to have basic rules of how to interact inside those environments using 5e mechanics to run a 5e game. Whether you choose to use the mechanics or not, it at least gives you something to leverage off. It's just like in the DMG, in the Player's Handbook. It gives you ideas of how you can run your game, and you either use them or you don't. but they need to exist to be able to do anything with in the first place, which is what we're providing, a means of folks to have a frame of reference for how space physics and ship combat and stuff can work in the 5e game space that you can either use as written or you can modify to taste with the type of campaign that you want. So this is the document that we're working on here. It's 107 pages. The first 80 are just the core mechanics of how 5e combat works at the scale of 50 and 500 feet for ships, and exploration up to scales of 100 million miles or more for distant travel between worlds across multiple days. And then the last 20 some odd pages is a conversion guide for Light of Xaryxis. So we're going to be focusing on when we last left our heroes, they were sussing with the map for the Theurgy ambush, Terrors of the Void in Part 2. Massive spoiler alert, folks. Oh, and hey, while we're here, let me make sure I've got my business aligned. Right, so here's Reddit. Big shout out to the Spelljammer Preservation Reddit subcommunity. I am on Twitter X. You can follow me at Theurgy if you're interested. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when we are up and running in the future. This book cover we created back on episode 15. So here's the full playlist to see all 300 some odd episodes of us building this book, basically cracking it open to see what's inside of Spelljammer all the way through. We're about to publish. So once this playlist is complete, we'll have published, and then we'll be able to run through in a director's cut and kind of do bragging rights and run a victory lap and all that other good stuff. So, but for now, we are working on the Theurgy Hunt Challenge. So it bridges from Part 1 to Part 2. So this is going to be our last day inside of Part 1, and then we'll be diving back into Part 2, which we've fleshed out. I wasn't quite happy with how the text was sitting, so I did some modifications last night to help clean up the language. So this is going to be our starting spot. This will be a zoom in, basically, of this area here. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Zoom in a bit more. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish. Yeah, so this is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so this is basically the square space that we'll have here as our starting point. This is a 500-foot squares. So this will be our starting point, and this is where the team first encounters. This is where the the spiderling pop out. So just as you disengage, this is after the Lucent Edict. You do your dungeon crawl inside of the derelict Nautiloid, and your ship is here. And as you're leaving the Nautiloid to board your ship, just as you disengage from the derelict, dark shapes appear from behind a cluster of rocks approaching the Moondancer. They're small ships resembling spiders darting effortlessly between the flotsam, complete with long spear-like legs and bloated metal abdomens. Patches of starlight piercing the shifting asteroids gleam off the ship's metallic hulls as a volley of siege weapons fire on the Moondancer. Fire on. That's a little fire on your ship. Let's do that. Fire on your vessel. Spiderlings, shouts Captain Sartell. Neogi pirates were using this hulk as bait, and we've flown right into their web. We have to find a way out before the mothership finds us. Those fightercraft can't be here alone. And that's what starts the Night Spider's dead ahead encounter. So the team starts off at this spot here, and so they need to find their way out of this maze. Here are 2 exit points, 2 and 3. A is where the spiderlings are at. B is where the night spider is at. The team can choose any route that they want. Here's a dead end. Here's a dead end. Everything else loops around and eventually leads them out. So all they gotta do is they can move 5 squares per. They can travel 5 squares per move. The pilot can use the dash action to move another 10 squares. So every time you hit one of these numbers, that's a pilot check you have to make, and it's a saving. The pilot check is to determine whether you take damage from these 2 areas colliding. These are colliding asteroids, colliding asteroids, colliding asteroids, colliding asteroids, colliding. There you go. So every time you pass through one of these doors, you have to make a pilot check. And if you succeed, you don't take any damage passing through. If you fail the check, you'll take damage, and your ship is potentially scuttled, which means that the pilot has to make a saving throw equal to the door, DC. So first you make a pilot check. If you fail that, then you make a saving throw. The pilot check, pass, no problems. Fail, take damage. Make another saving throw. If you fail that saving throw, not only have you taken damage, but now the pilot has basically been tossed out of their chair, and everyone on board is going to take basically 3d6 falling damage unless they use a reaction to brace themselves. During the process of scuttling, you lose focus on your helm, so you can't fly your ship right now. So whenever you hit a doorway, it gives the Neogi a chance to close distance with you. The Spiderling fighter craft are so small that they get advantage on these pilot checks and saving throws. So it's easy for them to dip through and weave between the rocks to close distance with your ship, but they're not big enough to stop you because they're too small. All they can do is hold on to and deal damage and dump troops onto your deck to distract you from the bigger threat, which is going to be the Night Spider closing in. The Night Spider is bigger than your ship, so it is definitely going to be able to, if it can grapple you, it can stop your progress, and then the pilot then has to spend all their action economy fighting to break free from grapples while the rest of your team is firing on deck to attack the Spiderling fighter craft. Or if the Night Spider grabs hold of you, it can start sending Umber Hulks down its legs to board your ship, hypnotize your crew, and throw them off deck to get collected for enslavement by one of the fighter craft that are zipping around. So they want to steal your crew, they want to disable your weapons, they want to grab hold and eat up your pilot's action economy so you can't escape, and they want to capture your ship. If they do, eventually there's going to be a patrol of Rock of Brawl sponsored privateers that are patrolling for this Neogi pirate. So if your team is getting overwhelmed, then the allies show up, you create a squadron that would then be 3 ships versus the Night Spider and its fighter craft, and becomes a fair fight that you can then fight back and potentially overcome them. If you're able to weave your way in and avoid getting caught and get all the way out at point 2 or 3, then you run into the patrol. You can then join the patrol, turn around, go back into the asteroid field if you choose to hunt down the Neogi. But once you hook up with the patrol, the Neogi's like, there's more of you than us. We're out of here, and then they bail. It's a fair fight, and they don't want that. So they turn tail and run back into the asteroid field, knowing that they can maneuver their way through and escape. But if you chase after them, then you can hunt them down. If you beat up the Neogi, the actual Neogi themselves will be able to dimension door and invisible themselves away so that you can't catch them, jump onto a fighter craft, and bounce out between some asteroids and escape. But you could claim the Night Spider craft and all the creatures that are enslaved aboard it as salvage and rescue, which you can then take back to Rock of Brawl for a 20,000 gold piece purse that you could then use. First, you got to give a lot of it to your pilot, Captain Sartell, because she got you off the planet in the first place. Just give you a cache of gold to thank you for your help and to pay you for your services, which you can then hand off to Commander Crux to hire his ship and pay off Felaldra. So that's the sequence that goes there. So right now I'm going through the process of I'm basically just going to be converting these. We have a color version of this, but it tends to it's pretty, but I've been using a white grid with colored asteroids throughout the document. So I'm going to stick with that motif. So this is how it's going to appear, basically in the book. So it'll be really easy to separate walls from space, and then we have to build little circles with numbers and letters in them. So once we build the circles and letters, the map is done, and we can extract it and drop it into the document here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to once we drop this starting section map into this square here into Photoshop, the part 1 of Light of Xaryxis is done, and then we move into part 2. We have a map here that we need, map here that we'll need to zoom in on where the Night Spider is at in a 10 by 10 grid, and then the Ibn Snare starts at point B on the map above. No, this is part A, which is here, but from the perspective of the spiderlings. So we shift the map over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 10 area. So we focus here as opposed to focusing here. So we'll actually probably do a smaller map, maybe like maybe we'll zoom in like this and make this the starting point area. This one, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we could focus even closer in like this. Since it's just a snapshot region, localized map, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this 8 by 8 screenshot here, little segment of the map. This is a good starting spot because it limits your team's visibility. They can, even if I shift it over like this, that's probably a really good map spot to start with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So yeah, we'll make this 8 by 8 square here. We'll make this what we start off with here, and then it pans out to the full map here, and then down here we're looking at where the spiderling kick off, which will be a more expanded map here, so that we can see the general terrain. So it'd be like this. 1, 2, actually we'll incorporate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is that? 1, 2. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So yeah, this would be a good starting point. Oops. Yeah, that would have been a good starting point if I hadn't fallen off grid. There we go. There. So this will be the close-up map that we use in this space here to show where the spiralings are starting and the zoom in for the environment around. And then down here, we'll have here's a map. Point B above and below. Above, and then here, and then below. So what are we looking at? Roughly something like this, I feel. Yeah, that feels right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's do this. I'm just plotting things out with you guys right now. Yeah, that'll give us a clear idea. You can zoom out like, maybe like this. And then block in this area. Yeah, this feels like a decent block in. More like probably a map like that. Probably fit the space nicely. So you can see where they're starting at and where they're going to flow to or from, where the Night Spider is at, and that's just a portion of the larger map. There you go. But as a decent portion. So that gives the team a center point and a point of reference to know where the two ships are starting at in relation to your character and where the characters need to go here at the end of the map. Yeah, I think that's all going to work. Let me get back on screen with you guys. All right. So I think I've pontificated enough. I like the plan. I hadn't fully visualized yet how I was going to break down these maps. All I knew is that obviously I needed to have the full map on the page so that you can see it. But obviously, there are assets that are being included in a zip file. So now that we have all that sussed out, I need the letters A and B, and I need 1, 2, 3, and then 13, 16, 19, 22, 25. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm just going to get busy now. Now that I've dug through all that tech of how this stuff works, I'm going to just grab a block. Let's just do that again. Let's how about just this? I'm going to copy that. I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to drop that in there like this so I can look at what the image size is. Image size in inches equals pretty good, Kearney. Let's go to canvas size is 0.47. 0.47. And then we can save this. Yeah. File. Save as here. And interior pages. Locks. Part 2. Let's make it a PNG. And we'll just call it square. And what is that, 0.47? Is that what we made that size? Image size, inches, 0.47. So I want to go here. I want to make a shape real quick. Shape here. I'm going to resize this. For 7. There. That gives me the size, and now I can outline, none, fill with a picture from file that we grab. Production, interior pages, locks, part 2, square. There, we put a square in there. Stupid Z. Let's zoom in. And we're going to find a comparable size. So let's see. Is this being bolded? Yes, it is. $16, $18. That's starting to look. Let's push this to behind text. There. Okay, so that font size fits inside the space that we have. So this is the font size that we need. And this is a font size of Roboto 18. So I'm going to just delete that. Pan out. Make sure everybody's still all lined up. Nope. Let's do that. There we go. So I want Roboto Bold 18. So I'm going to jump over here into this document that we just created. And we're going to go Roboto Bold 18. 1, 2, 3, A, B, 13, 16, 19, 22, 25. Those are the assets that we need. Let's open this up a bit. And we're going to go with design. Page color is no color, so it's a background that is blank. And then we're going to grab all of these and change the color to white. then we're going to extract this page as a PDF. So we're going to go back into Locks, Part 2. I'm going to call this Text to Art. Publish. Can't see anything, can you? Oh, no. Let's get rid of this. And then we can go to File, Open, Text to Art, click here. See, now it's transparent with white. Select all, copy. See, that lines up very, very nicely. So the next thing that we want to do is make sure everything still actually fit. Yeah, this all fits. Might actually be a touch big. So we're going to probably want to drop it down to font 20. Yeah, that should fit very well now. Okay, so the next step is going to be I'm going to drop the opacity on this for visibility. DCs. There we go. Very nice. So let's go to here. Let's create a dot. Dot. I can make that dot a little bit bigger. Let's go with 95. Let's go with 94. Let's make that a separate layer. Perfect. Good. Good centering. Now we can go back here. Very nice. Much more comfortable. Comfortable. Close, but still okay. Let's drop this just a touch more. It's probably actually like a font 18 or 19 there. A little bit more. It's a little pinched. There we go. So we're going to duplicate this layer, and we're going to goes there. It's pretty well centered, so I'm good with that. Let's put that there. I'm working on my assembly. This is what we'll be doing for the next hour. This is assembly work. I don't do a lot of this on stream, but assembly work is pretty much literally all we have left. So, I could do Ebron artwork in the morning like I wanted to, but that would add probably another week of production time to the damn book, which I do not want to do. Let's duplicate that layer there, and then bop bop, and then call this number 2. Duplicate that. Fuck it. Whoa. Get out of here, Scallywag. I'll put you right here. Easily legible, easy legible on a virtual tabletop. I recommend filling in space like this with darkness, and then carving this out as all that the team can see initially. And as I choose to go down a corridor, you open up more space for them to see. Sure, you can go this way. Open that up for you to see. There you go. And then open that up. When they get to here, then you can open this up. Visibility. It may only take 3 or 4 rounds for them to get from point 1 to point 2 or 3, but if they get caught, it's gonna take longer. But if they escape, then that's basically a 4-round combat, and then they can get out, collect the squadron, and then go back in for a different encounter that could take 6 rounds to complete. So if you wanted to pursue the Night Spider as a boss fight, you totally can, and it will feel fan-fucking-tastic. At the kitchen table, we can break this thing up into 10 by 10 grid spaces, so that you can lay down panels of 10 by 10 as you go along, which will have to spend some time constructing. So cheers to that. So let's duplicate that effect. Yeah, good enough. The letter A. A is where the night spiders arrive. There you go. Enjoy spidery time. I feel like that should get pushed up a tick. There. Pardon the pun. No. Yes, thank you. So you duplicate that layer. Push these up. The letter B. I'll put them there for startsies. Could put them here. No, we'll put them here. I like that. That feels right. These guys get 10 squares of movement too, and they're getting they're getting messages from the squadron over here that prey's been sighted. So that is going to send initially the Neogi one to come around this. If the team bolts this way, they're going to run and they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll only be able to make a full move to here. And that gives them to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Neogi can reach them with the movement that they have here. The Neogi can reach them here. If they go this way, they'll run right into the Neogi. The Neogi has a chance of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to tuck themselves away, hiding in the shallow here, while the team comes around to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to take, no matter what, it's going to take the team one turn to be able to get within distance of a DC 16 doorway. So that gives the Neogi a chance to catch them here or to ambush them here. If they come through this way, the Neogi can then run on intercept to just catch them right here as they come through the door. That's going to let them be right there to ambush. Or if they come around this way, they'll fall short here. The Spiderlings can come over this way, and the Night Spider can come this way and catch them all out right here. That's a horrible place to be. Or the team could go this way and run right into the Night Spider as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get to here, and then they'll run right into the Neogi again, and then the Spiderlings can come around this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, catch the team. So the team, unless the team has 2 pilots that are sharing action economy to push the ship more than 10 squares, they're going to get caught out. And if they do have the intuit to have 2 pilots, they're going to have to pass through a DC 13 and DC 16 gates, and they won't have time to get to the 19 gate. So that's going to be 1 round, 2 round, 3 round, 4 round, 4 rounds from where they're at to getting out, assuming that they don't get held up by the Night Spider. But again, if they do get held up and the fight turns against the team, they can't get out, then that's when the patrol ship shows up to join up with them to become a squadron to turn around and then fight the Neogi from there. The goal is to damage the team and then get them concerned about being overwhelmed to the point where the squadron shows up to turn it so it becomes a fair fight that you can actually run through. The first one softens the team up, and then you have the boss fight with your super powered weaponry. Fun stuff. Duplicate. Love it. Such a fun encounter. And the next thing that happens in the adventure is you get escorted by the patrol ship. If you decide not to chase the Neogi, the patrol bids you adieu and goes into the asteroid field to pursue them themselves. if the team joins the fight, then whether they're able to find the Neogi or not, they'll then be escorted back to the Rock of Brawl with your bounty. Duplicate. And then your copy. $16. Then let's go to 19. And then 19 there. Duplicate that layer. $22, and then last one. Duplicate. Don't need to. Oops. Such a goofy. It's the same size. It just doesn't look like it. 5 looks smaller than the 2. 25. Hello? I'm having some circuitry issues here with my tablet. Fuck you, tablet. I might have to get a new tablet sooner than I want. I don't want them to see the number, so I'm going to push it down to here. trash. I'm going to take A and B and fade those. I'm going to take both of these and drop them to 50% so they stand out differently. Where'd my letter A go? There we go. A and B stand out differently, and then we'll make position 1 different as well. Swap that there, here. Drop this to 50. Hey, what's up? Hey, Tyler. Well, it's 7:19, so you've got some time, my guy. Good morning. And then we're gonna add. Then we need to add the derelict. So we're here. What? Let's go grab an icon. No longer need this. No. And here. Let's see. I should have the vessels somewhere around inside of here. Vessels? Vessel tokens. There we go. How you doing this morning, Tyler? No. Nautiloid is what we want. Actually, I want to duplicate this group into a new folder. There we go. iBoogie. Yeah, so let's see. No gear. Duplicate this, conceal, merge, unlock. Thank you. Just woke up. Welcome to the morning, my guy. This is the derelict, so we're gonna fuck it up. No tips for you. No tips. So I think between today and tomorrow, I can probably get. I'm going to overestimate my abilities and guess that I can get the this conversion guide resolved by the end of tomorrow, and then maybe start in on actually dropping the assets into the PDF or into the Word document. So we have all these square spots that we have set up, and once we have all of them in position on their pages in Photoshop, then we just we resize these squares to fit the actual size of the document in use. Like here would be the map that we need, and we can drop that into this space here. And then we do the zoom in map, and then we do a zoom in map, and we do a zoom in map there. So those are the four. So once we have this completed, we can just zoom in and do a screenshot of the zoom in, and then drop those into files and then plug them into place. And but this is the last this is the last significant thing that we need to make, and then we'll just go through the document and just keep dropping assets into their positions. I need to build some squadron maps of ships sitting in formation with each other, but otherwise this stuff is all going to be pretty good to go. But most of this stuff isn't very entertaining for people to watch in general. Perhaps present company excluded. Right now I'm just working on style. Cleave that off altogether. Nice and simple. We're just fucking this guy up. Take a bite out of hole. chunk, chunkity chunk. Feeling pretty good. Let's go to our reference document, D&D Beyond, and we'll go to our source material and Spelljammer, Light of Xaryxis. Yeah, there's no real shredded. Ah! Yeah, okay. So they just provide a generic map. That's fine. I'm not required to provide a generic map with this. Take a chunk out of its butt, though. Bite it in the taint, bleed it out. Like the lions do with the water buffalo. Bite their butt until they bleed to death. That's life in the big jungle. Well, Serengeti, anyway. It's not really jungle. It's more plains. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I don't have to completely decimate the thing. I do want to chunk it up, though. Money talks, but it can't walk or sing, and it can't dance. I don't know why I have Neil Diamond in my head, but forever in blue jeans. Dun, 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 dun. Someone's listening to Neil Diamond somewhere. I guess I'm just tuning into whatever that radio signal is. Cheers. Really down the spiral now, folks. I'm really excited about this thing getting done. Every excruciating little step closer and closer to actually publishing. I had no idea asset production. Like all the other books I've done was just pieces of art. You drop them in, you're done. Like all this asset production shit is like, I'm still getting a gauge on how much time and effort it makes me to build these things. And I've not been very good at accurately depicting that. That's a decent little mucked up little monster. So let's trim it down a few ticks. We'll have a much better understanding of how much asset time takes with when we switch gears over to the Eberron adventure. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Let's go with image crop. And we can save this, save as a PNG. Let's see, Lucent Edict. What did that do? Why are we locking up? Please stop. The Phantom number 22. I don't need you. Think so, buddy. Why am I producing 22s? What is your purpose? Totally serial. What is going on? Maybe that's what that was what the problem was. Okay. So let's see. I have that there as a separate thing. I want to preserve that, but I need to put you in your place, you big disgrace. Maybe your banner all over the place. You say, and we will rock you. Come on now. Blah, blah. Maybe we want to... First off, we don't need this. Thanks. I don't have an air bubble around this one specifically because its air supply is already exhausted. So it doesn't have an air bubble. Clever. No, this is not the right one. I want to be here. Open. Seeds of Destruction. Oh, the foo, I'm afraid I've been thinking. A dangerous pastime, I know. Let's go with, I need to make sure this shape is square. Okay, so if I reduce that down to a square, the question that I'm having is, can I create enough space in this document to drop this guy into the margin here? Like I've done for all these other icons that we have going along the page. I want to make that happen here too. I just don't know if I have the space to do it. So I'm going to drop you down here into your corner like that. That opens up space here underneath the text. So I gotta take this block of text and get it so that it doesn't extend beyond. Get out of here. Scallywags, all of you. I could flay this off and shorten it. So that all I have to do is clear the word worth. As long as I stay within that confine, I bet I can make that work out. So that means I have to go in and modify what I just did. Modify. File, save this again, save as PNG. Yes. So if I need to clear the word, is it worth this way or is it worth the other way? Yeah, okay, so if I can get things to line up here. Let's see how I can do. Flapjack can sense the presence on the ship. Did that work? Did that work? Oh, shit. That worked. All right, so let's export, import. We're going to call this page 86. File, save it. Nope. File, export, PDF, interior pages, locks, part 2. 86 indeed. Oh, wait. That's part 1. I didn't need to escape. Export, PDF, interior pages, locks, part 1. 86. 86, cause for hope. Publish. Undo, save. Conceal. File. Open. Locks. Part 1. 86. Click. Open. Select all text. Paste in place. Super close. A little close and pinchy. Danger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, cool. It's okay. Let's do this again. File, export, PDF. Blop, 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 blop. Options, current page, document. Burp, burp. Burp. Publish. Replace. Single page. Thank you. Delete that. File. Close that. Now. File. Open. Redo. Okay. Copy. Paste in place. Thank you. Nice. Okay. So we can now shift this down a tick. There we go. Cool. Enjoy your wreckage. Pull that away from the image a little bit so it sits centered in this space. Nice. And we have that as a little separate asset thing that we include in the zip file. Here you go. Here is one. Ruined, Lucent Edict. Cancel, open. Locks, part 2. Right as rain. Cool. We do not need to save this. Let that go. Edict is there. Ship is here. Enemies appear here. Enemy here. Hey, we finished the map. Bravo. And it's 7:52. Let's see. Let's get rid of the floor. Let's put the floor back in real quick. Bow. Make it a little big. So we have room to trim down. down. Probably more meticulous than I need to be. There. Copy all, file, new, paste. Why don't you paste in place anymore? Bad. Cool, there's our map. So, let's see. Goes dark. Save that. Get rid of that. This is going to be our PD. This is going to be our PDG. Yogi hunt full map. Good. And then don't need that yet. Let's open up. Looks like it's still saving. Woof. Bigger. Transform. No. Yes. erase along like that. And then erase along like that. And erase along like that. There we go. Save that because something wonky is happening here. There. Grab the whole of it, drag it over, down, set, good, there, equals, blank, blap. There we go. Full map. A-okay. What is happening here? Fuck all. Like, what is that weirdness that's in orbit yonder? See that? What the fuck is that? Why was that never opening up before? Let's save this for now. And we'll save this for now. What the actual fuck? No, wait, no. This is a black and white issue, so let's be angry where anger is deserved. Yeah, you too. Somehow these little bastards got grabbed and put in the wrong place. That, okay, everything else in the world just makes so much more sense now. But now I get to do it again. Oh boy. I get to do it again. There's that. There's that. I guess I didn't know. Get busy, child. I guess I didn't know. Well, we can fix this edge now, because that was actually an error. Here. I'm gonna be as ridiculous this time around because that was a bunch of bullshit. Well, of course, I'm a liar. So let's. Being meticulous is what I do. Tyler, was this worth it? Was this worth all the wait? You don't have to respond to that. I'm just pulling you out of your reverie. Let's go with copy. Paste. Paste and placed. Double it. Yeah, let's do that. So here, and then here. Image. Crop. Good. Good. And then we'll file, save as PNG. Pixar, no thanks. PNG, full Yogi map. Yes. And thank you. And since we're here, we can redo this. There. Get rid of that. Bring this back in. Nope. There. That lines up pretty nicely. Oh, yeah, that's all really nice. I'm happy with that. This is the only one that seems to be, well, there. We're still sitting in between the lines. Good. Still sitting pretty. Pretty. Cool. That is proper. Save. Okay. No. Yes. Now that page is resolved. And that's where I'm going to break. So 8:10, we're doing good here, folks. I'm going to be able to drill this down a lot tonight. I'm going to be back today at lunch in about 5 hours to continue exploring the Spelljammer Eberron ability check campaign that we've been building here on stream for the past month. And it's almost like a completely new game, and it's taken like 13. It's taken like 20 hours to make it. It's a little fucking ridiculous. So, but anyway, okay, great. So we're gonna stop here for now. This is great. We're where we're supposed to be at with this map, and I'm super happy with it. I'm gonna break out this zone here, into separate, and then this zone here, and this zone here into separate maps, so that I can have those zoomed in pieces here in the document, and then we'll keep laying in assets throughout the rest of the document. So we're making progress. So I suspect by tomorrow morning, I think by tomorrow night, we could probably have all these assets laid into place, and we'll see how far we get tonight. And I'll just give you guys an update tomorrow, and we'll just keep on keeping on. So wish me luck over the course of the day. I'll check in with you guys in about 5 hours, and then I'll be back in 24. So thanks a lot. Tyler, thanks for hanging out. Anyone else that's lurking in the channel, if you think this stuff is interesting, you want to see more, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notifications of when we're up and running in the future, and I hope to see everyone there. So, laters.